Right, so starting off, toes slightly out, feet roughly hip widths apart. What we're going to do is just squat down nice and low, stretch up nice and high. So don't worry about doing these quick or getting loads of reps. Just try and look for nice, long, full range of motion, getting the body moving to start with. We'll just leave the participant screen open for a second. No, should be good. Lovely. So full range of motion on these, pressing through the heels, going from nice and low on that reach down, stretching all the way up towards the ceiling overhead, getting the whole body moving. Normal format today. Work through the stretches, glute workout, leg workout, and then we'll finish blitzing some abs. But for now, let's just get the bodies warmed up, get everything moving, getting everything working. And the last couple on those. And when you complete your next rep, always go into lunges, but that bottom point just fully rotating over that front knee. So if you step in with the left, point the chest 90 degrees to the left. If you step in with the right, twist the chest 90 degrees to the right. Either way, completely up to you. Working through those, alternating, getting those obliques moving, getting the hips moving, all those smaller muscles. Just alternating that leg you're stepping into. If you find you lose a lot of balance when you get low, you might be taking too short of a step. So if you're just going short, trying to get really low, just increase the distance on that first step, then dip, then add the rotation. Again, it's not about reps, just getting the body moving to start. And then just even out on those. Next one, feet about hip width apart, put a little bend in the knee. All you do is roll forward towards the floor, big bend in the lower back, stretching down on the floor, stand up into a Y shape. So always keeping that little bend in the knee. Nice and slow on the way down and on the way up. Dropping your head low, then standing up too quickly. It's not going to feel nice, so keep it slow and controlled. Try and get that big bend in the lower back just to get those muscles moving, as well as getting that roll in the upper back to get those upper back muscles moving as well. Lots of muscle, quite comfortable.
Sorry.
The dogs are enjoying it as well. Roll into the floor, standing up into that Y shape, getting the body moving. Slow and controlled, full range of motion. That's all we're looking for. And relax off after your next rep. Final one we're going to do for the stretch is going to go arms up straight, palms down, draw back, turn those palms up, and just alternate your top hand. With these, let some go a little bit higher and some go a little bit lower. There's a lot of fibers in the chest and shoulders running slightly different directions, so we want to vary those heights, make sure we can get everything moving in those upper body anterior muscles, the chest, the shoulders, then even your biceps are going to get a little bit of a stretch in this position as well as you turn those palms up at the edge. Just getting all those stretched out and ready to work, making sure the whole body's nice and mobile. Is that someone waiting to join the room or is that something completely different? Bear with me. Nope, it's my phone being annoying. Keep working through those stretches. And relax off there. Right, so let's start off on the mats. As always, glute bridges are going to be our starting point, but I'll go over the two forms we've got. We've got your regular version, where you're starting in a sit-up position. From here, all you're going to do is push through the heels, drive the hips up, squeeze the glutes at that top point, and then control down. Or if you want a slightly more horrible version, you're going to be up on your hands, hips a bit further back, and you're going to press into a full body bridge, but again, squeezing those glutes at that top point and controlling the way down. Decide on which one you want to start with, get your position in, and straight into those. So glute bridges. The most important thing we're focusing on is that squeeze at the top point. So big breath out as you push through the heels, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can, empty your lungs at that point, and then control your way down. Working through those. Really hold that squeeze at the top. Big breaths out every time you go up and control on the way down. That's what we're focused on. Keeping those going. Focus on the quality of the reps. Really squeeze those glutes. All your focus goes into squeezing those glute muscles as hard as you can on every single rep. I'm going to get you to relax off after your next complete rep. Laying into that sit-up position, what I want you to do is bring one foot into the center of the mat, and then cross your leg over that side, so you're isolating that foot left on the floor. And we're going to go single leg glute bridges. With these, please just use the regular stance. Don't go for the advanced one, because you do just have that single leg working. But all the rules are the same. Just keeping that pressure through the heel, squeezing the glutes at the top. If you struggle with just the one leg, pop your hands onto your hips, elbows on the floor, and push up through your hands as well. I forgot to mention, if you're feeling your lower back do a lot of work, take your foot a little bit further away from your body. If you're feeling your calf muscles do a lot of work, bring your foot closer to the body. Just like before, that focuses on squeezing the glute at the top, emptying the lungs as you drive, force going through the heel. Isolating whichever side you've chosen to start on. And I'm going to swap you onto that resting leg in 3, 2, 1. Let's swap over. So opposite leg planted to the floor. Make sure it's in the center of your mat and straight back through them. Keeping the control on the reps, keeping those hard exhales, big squeezes in the glutes. All that good stuff that's going to get those glute muscles working. Really, really good, big, strong muscles for the body. But but you do have to get blood working through all those muscle fibers. And it does require a lot of mind muscle connection to get those glutes working properly. So really focus on that squeeze at the top. Now, final few reps on this side. Gonna have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Finish off that last rep. And we're just going to change our position into a box position. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, I want you to remember that first leg you used on the single leg glute bridges. We're going to use that leg first. What you're looking to do is draw that knee up towards the chest. Drive your heel straight up to the ceiling. So it's knee through to the chest, heel up to the ceiling. Working through those. Drive that heel up. If you feel this in your lower back, you're probably trying to kick with too much power and too high to the ceiling. So don't worry about kicking that leg straight up. It won't go straight unless your flexibility levels are insanely high. So don't worry about having a little bend in the knee. And that kick going slightly behind doesn't have to be 90 degrees straight up. Shelley's dog's joining in. You can see a lot of tail wagging on the screen.
Toby likes to keep me company when I'm doing this.
So my two used to really like when I did home workouts. They found it really entertaining. We're going to swap the working leg in 3, 2, 1. Same on the other side. So draw that knee through, drive the heel up. Remember, it's not having to go straight up. You need to just fold your mats over under your knees for some support. Keep that little bend in the leg. It doesn't matter if your flexibility levels aren't in crazy levels. To get your legs straight, you can still get the glutes working well from this position. Keeping those going. Remember, we're looking for high quality reps. So keep them slow. Make sure you're still squeezing those glutes. Just got one more movement to go after this one. So let's have you relax off from these in 3, 2, 1. And we need to lie all the way to the floor. Cross the arms to support the head, and most importantly, turn the toes out, heels in, so the insides of your legs are laying on the mat. What I want you to do from here is a big breath out, push your hips into the floor, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. That's going to drag your feet and potentially your knees off the mat. But I want you to hold that squeeze for as long as you can, all with a long, slow exhale, and then relax. Let's deep breath in. Big exhale, hips into the mat, squeeze the glutes as hard as you can and hold. And then gently relax. You might just be getting one rep done every 5 to 10 seconds. That's absolutely fine. As long as you're squeezing those glutes with everything you've got, holding that slow exhale of air. Just remember, your legs going higher is not necessarily a good thing. Could be your back muscles recruiting. Could even be your upper back muscles recruiting. Sounds odd, but just focus on pushing those hips into the floor, squeezing the glutes, and your body will go where it needs to go. So don't worry about trying to get your legs higher, anything like that. You don't want any of the muscles involved. It's all about getting the glutes doing the work. Just got about 20 seconds left to go on these. So big breaths out, big squeezes of the glutes. Don't rush them. Even if you only get 2 more reps done in these last 10 seconds, that's absolutely fine. And I'm going to get you to relax in 3, 2, 1. Relaxed. Spot on. Shake off the legs a little bit if you need to. And get yourself standing. We're going to go on to the leg workout next. That's our glute workout out of the way. Should be plenty of blood in those muscles. Muscles should be more than ready to work. We'll probably will focus on those mainly during the workout for the legs as well, just because they're the hardest one to target. So keep that in mind. Starting off nice and standard, we're just going to go with regular squats. So feet hip width apart, toes pointing slightly out. And in 3, 2, 1. Regular squats, pushing the hips back, dropping the hips low to the knees, press through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top. Deep breaths in on your way down, big breath out, press through the heels, squeeze the glutes at the top and your legs go straight. We're going to do a minute of work, 20 seconds to breathe, working through, I believe, 1, 2, 7 different exercises, the last one being a static hold. Just use a controlled tempo. You don't want to go off super quick. It's not a HIIT class. You're not trying to burn your heart out. It's all about focusing on those lower body muscles at the moment. Ten seconds left to go on these. In 3, 2, 1. Relax. Next up, we've got single leg RDLs. So you're going to keep one foot planted, raise the other leg behind, lower down, touch the floor, stand up straight, swap feet, control your way down. It's all about feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. Try and keep them slow and controlled. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. So that leg you're standing on, try and keep the same angle in the knee joint the whole way up and the whole way down. You don't want to be bending the knee. It's all about pivoting the lower body, the upper body down, as you raise that foot up behind you. It is horrible for balance, so if you need to slow it right down, please do. You want to feel that stretch in the hamstring each time. Halfway there. Remember your controlled tempo. If you try and rush these, only one thing's going to happen. You will fall straight on your face. So nice and slow, nice and controlled, and keep your balance. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. This next one, what we're going to do, starting a lunge stance, you're going to go 5 pulses nice and low. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can then either step into the opposite side for 5 pulses, or to make it more difficult, after that 5th, you're going to do a plyo lunge into your next position. So you've either got 5 pulses, 1 plyo, or 5 pulses and then 1 regular lunge. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. So for those pulses, you want to be right at the bottom point of your lunge, just doing that bottom 10% of the rep. Then you can either do your plyo lunge to jump into the next position, or stand up straight and then just step into your next lunge, whichever works better for you, whichever you're more confident with. Either way, this one's about keeping tension on the leg and then exploding into your next position. So we're pre-exhausting the muscles with those pulses, then forcing them to work as you swap stance. Halfway there. 5 pulses each swap. For 3, 2, 1, relax off there. Next one, you're going to need a stance as wide as you can handle with your feet still facing forwards. I'll go a little bit wider than the sumo squat stance. Squat down, pushing your knees out. You're going to push to one side, push to the other, back to the middle, stand up, squeeze the glutes. Can do this in a regular sumo stance, but you will struggle. So go a little bit wider, point the toes a bit more forward. In 3, 2, 1, and we go. Squat down, straighten one leg, straighten the opposite leg, back to the middle, stand up and squeeze. As you straighten that leg, that muscle on the inside of the quad will feel horrendous. That's completely normal to be tight in that area. So don't worry if you feel that muscle pulling. If you want to alternate which way you're going first, just to keep it mixed up. Remember, you keep your hips as low as possible as you move across. Really squeeze at the top. 20 seconds to go. Final 10, we're going with the high quality reps. 3, 2, 1, relax. Going to bring one of my favorites in again, frog squats. So squatting down, keep the chest low, straighten your legs, squat back down, stand up and squeeze. Squat down, RDL up, squat down, stand up. Let's get you ready in 3, 2, 1, and we go. Remember, as you hit that bottom point and straighten your legs after the squat, keep the chest down, straighten the legs, your hamstrings will scream at you. That's completely normal for them to feel really tight in that position, and that's actually what we want to happen. You're switching the emphasis from your quads to your glutes, to your hamstrings, to your glutes, to your quads again. Halfway there, it's a weird movement. It gets all those lower body muscles involved, all in different ways. Taking all of them through stretched and contract moments. You can do these with added weight, but please just do it with only small weights. You don't want to do anything too heavy, otherwise you really do risk exposing that lower back. And final 5 seconds. Going to have you relax from those in 3, 2, 1. Relax. Next one, we just want feet hip width apart. Just going to go for regular calf raises. So push onto your toes, pause, control the heels down. Push onto your toes, pause, control your heels down. And we'll get into those in 3, 2, 1, and we go. Try and hold that squeeze at the top for a second or so and control the heels on the way down. Don't just fall back to the floor. Control the heels on the way down. Don't worry if you're not super confident, you're not getting all the way up onto your toes completely like a ballet dancer. As long as you're pushing the weight of your body onto your toes, heels are off the floor, it's going to really recruit those calf muscles to stay engaged while you're at that top point and work them to control you on the way down. You're over halfway there. I'm going to have you relaxing off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. We're going to finish on a hold. Just to change it up this week, we want a sumo stance for our squat hold. So holding in that sumo stance. You can still do this as a wall sit, but just remember all the rules of your sumo stance. Feet are double your hip width, toes are pointing out. And let's get you into that hold in 3, 2, 1. Drop down into that hold. I'm not going to hold this for the full minute. We're going to look for 45 seconds instead. All your focus needs to be on those legs staying static, hips to level with the knees. Absolutely no resting the arms on the knees. If you're resting your arms on your knees, you're going to have to sit there like that for the rest of the class for it to kick in. So keep the hands up for balance. All the body weight tension staying in the legs. No hands on lap, no hands on knees, no elbows on knees, nothing like that. Hands out the way for balance. That rule goes for wall sits or squat holds, whichever you're doing. And you're in your final 5 seconds now, so I'm going to get you to relax in 3, 2, 1. Relax. Shake those legs off a bit. Get rid of some of the tension. Exaggerate your walking motion a little. Get some movement through the leg joints. And we're going to go through that same circuit again. Just going to give you a minute to breathe first. If you've got your drinks with you, try and stick with gentle sips, not big gulps. Big gulps tend to sit on your stomach and make you feel horrible during a workout. You just want those gentle sips as you work through, keeping you hydrated. All right, let's get you ready. So same circuit, slightly shorter timings. We're going to go 40-20s this time. Actually, no, we'll go 40. We'll go slightly shorter timings. We'll shorten the rest break as well. So we'll go 40 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest this time. So it's going to be even more tension for the legs, but over a slightly shorter span. So regular squats in 3, 2, 1. In we go. Regular squats. Feet hip width apart, toes pointing slightly out, still pushing through the heels. Still squeezing those glutes at the top. It's only 40 seconds, so you can increase the tempo if you want to. But remember, it's the quality of the reps we're focused on. I'm not interested about there being loads and loads done. I'd rather you get 10 good reps than 20 rushed reps. And you've got those much shorter rest breaks as well now. Don't try and go flat out on these first couple of rounds, because you will burn out before the end and you need energy in the legs to keep going through. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Single leg RDLs up next. So leg, same angle in the knee, reach for the floor, up to standing. 3, 2, 1. In we go. So you're alternating the working leg, keeping that same angle in the knee, so you're not bending your leg to get down, tipping the upper body forward, raising that opposite leg back behind yourself, stretching the hamstring, and then contracting the hamstring to get back up. 20 seconds gone, so we're already halfway there. And 3, 2, 1. Relax. Get your lunge position. We've got those 5 pulses, and then either you plyo lunge to change, or you can just step into the next lunge to change. In 3, 2, 1. And we go. 5 lunge pulses. Then either a lunge or a plyo lunge to swap sides. Remember, that pulse needs to be the bottom 10% of the movement. So make sure your back knee is just above the floor. 3, 4, 5. And if you've got that plyo lunge, or just step back into your next lunge. Completely up to you. Whatever gives you a better workout, whatever you're more confident working with. Halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Relax. Set those feet slightly wider than your sumo stance, but make sure the feet stay facing forward on this one. And in 3, 2, 1. Sumo crab lunges. So drop down, push one leg straight, push all the way across, back to the middle, drive up and squeeze. Drop it all the way down, push to one side, push all the way across to the other, back to the middle, up, squeeze. This is an exercise I wouldn't really add weight to, just because of how wide that stance is. Would expose your knees quite a little bit if you added a lot of weight. So keep it with your body weight. Still going to do plenty for you. Nice and controlled. Final 10 seconds. Going to be swapping over to those frog squats in. No, we're not. Ignore me. 3, 2, 1. Relax. In 10 seconds, we're going to go into those frog squats. So feet back to hip width. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Squatting down, straighten the legs with a low chest, drop back down, stand up, squeeze the glutes. So switching the tension across the leg muscles, getting all different muscles working. 20 seconds gone, 20 to go. And in 3, 2, 1. Relax off, shake off the legs, feet hip width with your toes forward. We're going regular calf raises. And they're going to start in 3, 2, 1. And we go. Pushing up onto the toes, hold the squeeze, control down. Use your hands for balance where you need to. Remember, these need to be a slow tempo. If you do these quickly, you're going to be getting a lot less effect out of them. They're going to be a lot higher risk. So slow and controlled. Hold that pause for a second and control the way down each time. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Set your feet in that sumo stance. Get the back against the wall if you're doing a wall sit. And I want you in that squat hold or wall sit in your sumo stance. In 3, 2, 1. Dropping down into that one. Sumo squat hold or sumo wall sit. No hands on hips, no elbows on knees. Nothing to support your body. Just hands up, out the way for balance. Got roughly 30 seconds left to hold, and that is the lower body workout complete. Nearly there. Keep your breathing controlled. Keep those legs as static as possible. Keep breathing through. And I'm going to have you relaxing off. In 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Spot on. Well done, guys. That is the lower body side of things complete. I'm just going to give you a minute to catch your breath, shake your legs off and have a bit of a recovery. Again, gentle sips on your drink, not big gulps. Then we're going to finish off with a core workout, and then we'll be there. Thursday evening complete. So for the ab workout, you are going to want to be on your mats with a bit of space. That's all you're going to need. 2 movements we've got. We'll do what we always do, go from A to B, and then finish on a hold. Our 2 movements, we're going to go for half V-sits. So you're going to look to keep your arms and legs as straight as you can, and you're going to go right hand to your left foot, lay flat, left hand to your right foot, lay flat. Looking to lay out in a star shape in between, going across the body, trying to meet over your hips in the middle. We'll go 30 seconds on them, then on to chest lifts. For these, start in a sit-up position, hands at the top of your leg. What you're going to do is lean forward, raising your hands up, try and get your fingers to the front of your knees, pause, and then control down. This one's got to be slow and controlled. All about making the abs work all the way up and down, so no momentum allowed. Back to the half V-sits, back to the chest lifts. And what we're going to do, going to finish on a plank, but we're going to do a slight variation called an X plank. So what you're going to want to do is have your forearms right on the edge of your mats and your toes just wider than your mat. So you're essentially holding a wide base plank. Right, let's get you ready. Half V-sits coming up first. In 3, 2, 1. In we go. Half V-sits. Straight into these. Remember, you want a big exhale with every rep. Always going across your body. Big breaths out. And in 3, 2, 1. Chest lifts up next. In that sit-up stance, hands at the top of your legs. Leaning forward, touch the front of your knees. Control your way to the floor. Three, 2, 1. Laying back in that X. Straight back into those half V sits. All the way across the body. Big breath out every rep. And in. 3, 2, 1. Back to your chest lifts. Plant those feet. In we go. All about being slow and controlled. No momentum allowed. Just got that X plank to come up next. And we're going to go into that in 3, 2, 1. So remember, forearms as wide as the mat, feet just wider, hips and shoulders level. Gently breathe through. Try to stay as flat as you can. Squeeze those abs. Keep that position held and keep breathing. Just over 10 seconds left. It's a little bit more horrible than your regular plank. Keep breathing, keep the abs squeezed, keep yourself working through it. And we're going to relax off in 3, 2, 1. Relax off there. Get your breath. Gently let yourselves recover. And then we're going to stretch off. If you need to, if your abs feel really cramped while you're on the mats, just lay arms up overhead, legs long, and imagine trying to push your stomach up towards the ceiling while keeping your shoulders down. I'll stretch them off a little bit if you feel them cramping up a lot. And then just gently breathe through in that position before we start the cool down. That is all the hard work out of the way, so feel free to unmute your mics if you've still got them muted. And then we can get going on the cool down. How are we all feeling?
Good, thank you, Matt.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Good, good, good. Harriet is still on mute, but hopefully she's good as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for the cool down, I say it every time, but it's maintenance work, so it's more to help your muscles recover and keep the joints healthy than it is for flexibility or anything like that. Starting off, feet hip width apart, toes forward. Keep your legs straight, push your hips back, and let your head hang down, reaching for your toes. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. You might feel it in your calves and on lower back as well. Take these stretches to the point you can feel them pulling, but they shouldn't feel actually painful. Should just be able to feel those muscles pull in tight. And then big breath out. Reach for the ceiling, hips forward, weight on your heels, taking a slight backwards bend. And relax off there. Next up, we'll go quads. Grab something for a little bit of balance if you need to. And again, just want to feel your quads pull tight. Don't want to make it actually painful. And swapping, same on the other side. Get that position in, grab something for balance if you need to, and just hold that stretch where you're feeling it pull tight. And relax off there. Going to highly recommend you grab something for balance on this one, Going to put the heel on the opposite knee, sit down into the squat, and at this point you can either pull your foot up or push your knee down for a slightly deeper stretch. There we go, nearly fell over, but we're all good. And then swap it. Same on the other side. Get the position in, lean into it, and then either push that knee down or pull that foot up, or a combination of both, stretching off the sides of the glutes. And relax off there. Now I want you to hug both your arms out, dip your head down, push your shoulders away from yourself, draw your chest into your body. And then hug both arms all the way around, chest forward, shoulders back. Try and meet your elbows together behind your back. And relax off there, straight arm across the body, looking over the shoulder, you're stretching. And swapping, same on the other side. And then triceps, hand on the back of the opposite shoulder, pushing your elbow to follow your wrist. And swapping, same on the other side, final stretch of the session, just holding there, breathing through. And relax off completely there.